For years, I was the turkey maker for Thanksgiving. I had my grandmother's recipe. I'd make pan gravy, the whole 9 yards. But I got very ill about 11 years ago, was not able to make turkey or anything at all. So family started purchasing these smoked turkeys from a local processor, and we have never looked back. You just get the turkey, you take off the packaging, it's already done. You warm it up for 2 hours in the oven so the core out becomes warm, and it's just been great. But due to the fact that my turkey making days were over, I had to find a new role. So I became the official pie maker, especially of fruit pies for Thanksgiving. So this year, I again was given the assignment of making pies, but instead of the fruit pies, or should I say in addition to the fruit pies, I'm also making pumpkin pies. Up to last year, these were $1 each, plus cherry, plus other flavors. Dollar Tree went to $1.25. I have not been able to find the pie fillings in any of the Dollar Trees I've gone to, and nor have I seen them online. So I had to start searching. Now, for the purposes of this discussion, I looked it up, and the average size pie is 9 inches, and the amount of filling to fill a pie of that size is around 24 ounces. So that'll give you a sense of scale as I talk about what I found and how much it cost. My first stop was Lucky's. Lucky's is a mid-range supermarket. I don't have any in the area, but when I went down the mountain, there was one where I was going, so I thought I'm just going to check it out. First interesting fact is I could not find the pie fillings. I hadn't been in that particular Lucky's in many years, and I baked for many years, and you always used to be able to find tons of pie fillings and all sorts of fillings right up there at eye level. Could not find them. As you can see by the angle of this photo I took, they were literally on the shelf right above the floor. I'm talking the lowest possible shelf right at the floor level. And that should give you a sense of changing habits in this country. I asked the checker when I was leaving, I said, what's up with the pie fillings? I couldn't find them. They were like hidden. And she said, you know, no one is baking pies. We're just seeing less and less of those being sold. So there was also not a lot of stock of them, and this is something I want to point out, not just for this first place I went to, but to all of the grocery stores I went to. There was very low inventory of pie fillings. So if you are thinking of doing any sort of baking, I suggest getting them as soon as possible. This year I did not need apple pie filling because I have access to a whole bunch of fresh apples, and as a matter of fact, I've already made 2 apple pies and they were wonderful. But I wanted to try something different. We're going to have about 14-15 people, and I like to make these little tiny pies, so I thought I'd get just a variety of pie fillings and we just try them all out. So anyway, at Lucky's, the pie fillings I found down at the lowest shelf by the floor, the ones I decided to purchase were by a company called Lucky Leaf. I've never heard of them before, but evidently, according to my receipt, these are usually $5.29 for 21 ounces, but in this case, that day I was there, they were on sale for $4.99. I got this strawberry filling, I got cherry filling, and I got peach, just for fun. On my way out of town, after I'd finished all my shopping, I passed a Walmart, and I thought I'd jump into Walmart to see what they had in their generics. And they were quite a bit cheaper. I ended up getting 3 pie fillings. I got a cherry, I got a strawberry, and I got a blueberry. Now these range from $2.92 to $3.13 a can. Again, they're 21-ounce cans. What was interesting and a little bit buyer beware is that last night I made a pie out of one of these blueberry pie fillings, okay? I had already had one of these at the house, the Great Values brand. Now, does that not look like there's actually blueberries in there? It looked like it to me. And you know, it's the same for the cherries. They got cherries in there, and it's the same for the strawberries. So I took out the pie filling to make the pie, and I was amazed to see that it was like a gel. It was just a blueberry gel and not individual blueberries. It ended up being just delicious, but it was a little surprising, and it makes the other pie fillings look a little suspect to me, but maybe I'm mistaken. I know that when I bought cherry pie filling, it's always had cherries in it, and the strawberry, I have no idea what's going to come out of that. So If you get the great values, at least a blueberry, and you're expecting it to be actual blueberries, it's not going to be actual blueberries. It's going to be a blueberry gel. Like I said, it was good, but it was a little surprising. I was also looking for pie crust, and I found pie crust to be in about the $5 range for 2 pie crusts, if that's either a pie crust, a package of pie crust that makes, you know, powdered pie crust that makes 2 crusts, or if you buy a bottom crust like in the frozen section, or 2 graham cracker crusts. It came to about $5 if it's freezer, if it's shelf stable. I found these beautiful crusts at Lucky's too, these nut crusts. They were, I think, $3.99 a piece. Of course, that's going to come out quite a bit more if you buy 2, but it was an interesting alternative. I personally make my own crusts, but if you want to buy them, then those are the prices I think you will probably expect to pay, around $5 if you buy, whether you buy 2 of them together in the freezer section or on the shelf, a mix, whatever. That seems to be the standard price. Now, if you are near a grocery outlet or any sort of salvage type grocery store, I have found that in January, all those pie crusts go on enormous deep sales. I get those Pillsbury ones that have the two round pieces of dough wound up. You can open them up, make 2 single crust pies or make 1 double crust pies. I found those for as low as 50 cents a package for 2 crusts. So I'll buy a couple of those and throw them in the freezer. I have not found them to be as good as my homemade crust, but they're certainly good enough, especially for 50 cents a package. Now the centerpiece for the Thanksgiving dessert table is, of course, the pumpkin pie. And standard bearer for that is Libby's. So I looked up their recipe to figure out, you know, how to make it and how much you need and all that sort of stuff. So again, it's a 9-inch pie, and you need 15 ounces of pumpkin puree to make it. This is what a 15-ounce can looks like, and you add sugar, you add spices, you add milk, you add eggs, and it fills, as I said, the 9-inch pie shell. It's a single pie shell. At Walmart, I noted that they had the Libby's pumpkin puree for $2.62, I believe, for 15 ounces. And again, you still need to add other ingredients. I think still pretty good deal. When I was at Lucky's, I got this pumpkin pie mix. I've always wanted to try it. It's pumpkin puree, and it looks like it has all the spices and sugar added to it. You do need to add the milk and the eggs. And surprisingly, even though it was a 15-ounce container, it says it only fits a 6-inch pie. So I'm going to give it a try. I might buy another one because it's going to be one of the pies I'm going to make, and the easier I can make it for myself, the better. And also, I'm just curious. I've been looking for a mix for years, a pumpkin pie mix. Happened to see one, so I grabbed it. The best deal I saw in canned pumpkin puree was at Costco. 3 29-ounce containers in a package for $8.99. So that was $3 a piece. You can make 2 pumpkin pies per can, or 1 pumpkin pie and muffins or whatever, and use 1 can, stockpile the rest, give a can away. Still was a very good price. At Lucky's, the same 29-ounce can of pumpkin puree, Libby's, was $4.49. So what surprised me more than even the prices, because I'd been very much insulated from that for many years, was the real shortage of inventory. I went to 4 different stores just checking out the pie fillings. They all had very little pie fillings. Even Costco didn't have a huge amount of their cans of pumpkin filling. Things were either on the bottom shelf or someplace on the high shelf, so they didn't have a lot. They're not expecting maybe a lot of people to purchase it, and once it's purchased, I don't know if they're going to refill them. Who knows? But that was definitely something that was kind of shocking to me, was how little was available. So tell me, what are your experiences? Are you finding fillings? Are you finding pie fillings at a decent price? Are you finding crusts? This has been kind of a shocking experience. I always made my own crusts, and I always bought my fillings from Dollar Tree. So suddenly I'm out in the world, and what has happened? I'm like Rip Van Winkle. What's happened with prices? What's happened with inventory? So tell me where you can find your best deals and what you're finding the best deals are. You probably will helping more people than you know, myself included. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're cooking, whatever you're baking, hoping that you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for watching.